This is a CBS2 update. I'm Dick Brennan. Police are hoping that new surveillance footage will help them find the driver who hit a woman on Staten Island last Wednesday and took off. CBS2's Natalie Duddridge has more from the Huguenot area.
We spoke to the owner of a deli who says he sees that woman walking home from this train station every night at 8:40 p.m. He says he was watching last week as she was struck by that vehicle that took off. He ran out to help her and says he could not believe she was okay. Surveillance video shows the shocking moment a car strikes a 55-year-old woman, sending her flying into the air. The car stops for a moment, but then watch as it reverses, fleeing the scene. The co-owner of the Quick Stop Deli saw the whole thing unfold and called 911.
After the guy backed up, he got into the next door restaurant parking lot. They were cleaning the garbage in the back. He almost ran over another two guys. Afterwards, get out and hit the highway.
Police say the hit and run happened last Wednesday, September 5th, before 9 p.m. on Huguenot Avenue. Detectives say the woman had just left the train station and was crossing the street when she was struck. You can see another car stop and two people run to her aid. She was rushed to Staten Island University Hospital in serious but stable condition with pain to her back and legs. The deli owner says he doesn't know her by name, but to his surprise, he saw her walk to the train station the very next morning.
The crazy thing that she walked out the next day, got out of hospital. That's what I couldn't believe. I asked her, how you doing? You know what I mean? She says, I'm okay, in a little pain. But no broken bones, nothing like that.
Police have been searching all week for the driver of the dark-colored four-door sedan. People who live and work in the area hope cops find that person quick.
It's shocking that the way that he hit him. To me, that's even more shocking that he's backing up and walks away. What kind of person does that? That, to me, is more shocking than anything else.
Witnesses tell us they got a glimpse of the driver, who they say appeared to be a man, but they didn't have time to catch the license plate before that driver took off. Police are asking for anyone who recognizes that car to give them a call. In the Huguenot section of Staten Island, Natalie Duddridge, CBS 2 News.
The Manhattan DA is giving some drug offenders a clean slate. He dismissed thousands of misdemeanor marijuana warrants today, some dating back decades. Here's CBS 2's Jessica Moore.
Cy Vance Jr. is once again calling on New York State to legalize marijuana. In the meantime, he says his office will no longer prosecute charges for smoking or possession.
I think they will breathe a sigh of relief that this has been resolved.
District Attorney Cyrus Vance Jr. announcing today he will vacate more than 3,000 cases and bench warrants for marijuana smoking and possession.
For people who are only charged with only possession of marijuana as a misdemeanor or violation, it's not charged with possession of marijuana and possession of a gun. It is only for possession of marijuana as a misdemeanor or a violation where warrants were issued because for whatever reason they failed to show in court.
Vance's new decline to prosecute policy includes a plan to proactively seal past marijuana convictions dating back to 1978. The change will allow low-level offenders to resume a normal life, apply for a job, get an apartment, even report a crime without fear of retribution. Advocates say these defendants deserve a second chance.
These individuals, these open warrants were over their head, but our clients stayed out of trouble. If they had been picked up by the police, these warrants would have popped up. Vance
says of the 3,042 misdemeanor marijuana cases to be vacated, 78% of the defendants are black or Hispanic.
We've made the decision that is really in the interest of justice and also judicial and prosecutorial economy, as well as fairness, given the racial disparity issues we talked about earlier, for us to pull the warrants for people who are only charged with only possession of marijuana as a misdemeanor or violation.
Warrants will be sealed within 90 days, and the courts have asked the NYPD not to execute warrants on the 3,042 cases during that time. There are two exceptions to this new policy: defendants who are also under investigation for a violent crime and those caught trying to sell marijuana. In Lower Manhattan, Jessica Moore, CBS 2 News.
Happening right now, the sentencing of three men convicted in the death of Governor Cuomo's aide and his staff member, Carrie Gabay. He was killed in the crossfire of a gang shootout in 2015. Just hours before the American West Indian Day parade in Crown Heights, Brooklyn, 5 men were charged. One took a plea in exchange for testifying against the others. 3 were convicted on charges ranging from reckless endangerment to manslaughter. A 5th was found not guilty on all counts. CBS 2's Janelle Burrell is in the courtroom and will provide updates throughout the day. Now we take a look at Hurricane Florence as more volunteers from our area head to North Carolina to help with disaster efforts. A team of 17 volunteers left this morning from Red Cross headquarters in Fairfield, New Jersey, and will join 15 other volunteers from the state in Raleigh tonight. The emergency response unit will help in providing meals for residents along with disaster relief supplies. Dozens of other first responders from our area are also in the area right now. Georgia, Virginia, North and South Carolina are all now under states of emergency. Officials are urging residents to leave the region before tomorrow. And now here's John Elliott with a look at our forecast in Florence.
Good afternoon, everybody. Wow, what a day we've had already. We had the fog this morning, and we had the thunderstorms in the Hudson Valley, and we have a stationary front right here. So you put it all together, the stationary front brings in a chance for another round of passing showers and thunderstorms. Passing. We say passing, meaning they don't park, they move, but they can create some heavy rain. So we're concerned about some localized flooding. So there's the dividing line. There's Florence. Here comes this high. Stationary front means it doesn't move much. So there's another round tomorrow, and it's a bit gray. Then it's a bit of a squeeze play. Florence starts to push south. Then into the weekend, this area high pressure wins out. We see drier air mass kind of work its way in Friday. One of the models still brings in a shower on Friday, but you're at 75. Then you have Florence making landfall. Then this area high pressure totally blocks the storm. Bad news for the south, good news for us. I mean, great news for us. We have to count our blessings. Still going to be dealing with some big waves, potential for beach erosion and dangerous rip currents. In fact, we have dangerous rip currents today, but that's it. Skies will actually be pretty nice this weekend. A little bit better, more sun. Numbers are nice, actually above the seasonal norms, and that's going to be the period where they're going to just see torrential, damaging rain and the potential for those tropical storm force and hurricane force winds. So your day today, a few more thunderstorms. Another round tomorrow, starting to look better Friday, and then it looks a whole lot better this weekend.
Residents of the Parkchester neighborhood in the Bronx are on high alert as statues are disappearing from their community. CBS2's John Diaz has more.
Plenty of people here in Parkchester are fearing the worst since several of the statues here in their Bronx neighborhood are disappearing. Now, the iconic terracotta sculptures are built into the facades of these buildings, and you'll find them above entrances or on building corners, and they've been greeting visitors and residents since World War II. Now, they are going missing, or in some cases, visibly destroyed. Sharon Pandolfo Perez, who runs the Parkchester Project Instagram, has been documenting the statues for the past year. She estimates that at least 10 have disappeared. Most notable is a fireman that many see every single morning from the 6 train platform. Residents believe construction workers are taking them down and they are not putting them back up. Now, we did reach out to building management and we'll let you know when we hear back. But for now, reporting here from Parkchester, John Diaz, CBS2 News.
This is a fascinating story. Listen to this. A painting stolen during World War II. World War II returned to its rightful owner today. The U.S. Attorney in Manhattan and the FBI say this painting by Renoir was stolen by Nazis from a bank vault in Paris in 1941. It originally belonged to a Jewish art collector named Alfred Weinberger. He had some of his paintings in that vault before fleeing the Nazis. Now, today it was returned to the last remaining heir of Weinberger's family, Sylvie Sulitzer. 2 women in a garden will be at the Museum of Jewish Heritage through Sunday, September 18th. For the public to view. And what a sight that will be. Amazon has a new project. Listen to this. The company is going to start selling Christmas trees that can be delivered right to your door this holiday season. CBS2's Vanessa Murdoch joins us from Wilkins Fruit and Fur Farms in Westchester with more.
Good afternoon from Yorktown Heights. I am here on this beautiful piece of property. This is Wilkins Fruit and Fur Farm, and we're talking Christmas trees. You might have heard the news that Amazon has decided it will start selling 7-foot Fraser firs delivered to your door this winter, just in time for the holiday. So we wanted to find out with local farmers how they're feeling about the news. So I want to bring in now Randy Pratt. He is the operations manager here. And you heard the news. What was your first thought?
I don't think it's going to work very well, you know, because you just can't pick out that right tree to fit in your house and fit your needs and the fun and tradition of going out and cutting down or buying your own tree.
It gets lost.
It gets lost. and I'm not so sure. That's not part of the holiday, so
I know.
we'll see what happens.
Right, we'll see what happens. You did say one concern would be if we have a nasty winter.
If it's a nasty winter and people can't get out, maybe then it'll be easier for them to go to their computer and order that tree. But I'm hoping that doesn't happen.
Okay, so that's a little tidbit of information. We thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Letting us onto this beautiful piece of property. How many acres?
180 acres. Total.
180 acres, and there's also apple picking.
Apple picking.
And a vineyard.
Pumpkins, and the winery as well.
And the winery as well. So there's so much happening here, but we're here today to talk Christmas trees. Full story tonight on CBS 2 News. We'll see you then.
I'm with him. You got to go get your own tree. You can't order it online, but who knows? It's a new trend. That's your CBS 2 News update. Stay with us on CBSNewYork.com along with CBS New York Facebook and Twitter pages for the latest news as it happens. I'm Dick Brennan. Have a great afternoon.